You're watching Ride the Teacups, and this is the easy way to get to Disneyland without breaking the bank. Give you a hint, it ain't Uber.
One of my very favorite things about Walt Disney World is its transportation system.
Don't worry, don't worry. I promise this is a video about Disneyland, not Disney World. But before we can begin, we have to understand just how well Disney World does with its transportation to and from the parks before we can realize just how badly Disneyland does it and how much we need it here.
Walt Disney World has 34 on-site resort options, including hotels and DVC villas. That's a crazy number. Disney knows it's crazy, so they made the transportation to and from your hotel really easy. Just hop on a bus and you're immediately off to a Disney park. It's really as easy as that. And the buses run all the time. It's so simple. Speaking of simple, we're giving away a $100 Amazon gift card. We'll go over the rules at the end of the video, but subscribe and leave a comment to enter. Back at Disneyland,
see, I told you it was a Disneyland video.
Things are a bit different.
Disney only has 3 on-site properties here, and they're all within a very, very short walking distance to both Disneyland and California Adventure.
But how many non-Disney hotels are there? Oh my, it's a lot.
And some of these are miles away from the front gate.
You could park in a garage if you want to pay an extra $35 per day on top of whatever your hotel is charging you to park at night. You could walk. Lots of these hotels say they're in walking distance, and let me tell you friends, they lie. The half-mile or 1-mile walk to the park might go relatively quickly, especially if you have friends and family to talk to along the way. But Disneyland closes at midnight or later, and let me tell you, you do not want to be walking these city streets in the middle of the night. Not only can it be scary, but you're also completely exhausted after spending 14 hours running around non-stop. That's just not a good combination, especially if you have kids.
Look, I don't even have a video of us walking back because I was so fearful of the people that we encountered. I had a panhandler approach us and try to walk with us while I was pushing a stroller. That's not happening again.
You could also take an Uber or a taxi, and if your hotel is only a mile away, expect to pay around $15 per trip. That's once to the park and then again to get back to your hotel.
For that price, I'd just rather park in the garage.
And that's where Disneyland's secret bus system comes in. The Anaheim Regional Transportation, or ART. That's right, just like Disney World, you can hop on a bus that takes you straight to the park and back again. Maybe with a few stops at other hotels, but it's essentially a Disneyland special. And you never know who you might bump into on an ART bus.
Wait, is that Provost Park Pass?
It is! That's Chris Provost from Provost Park Pass.
I've always wanted to meet that guy.
Tell us in the comments who else you see in the video. There are a few differences between the ART system and Disney World's buses. First off, ART is run by the city of Anaheim, not by Disney. Second, you have to use their app, and it's terrible. We'll get into that in a minute. Lastly, it's not free. You can buy single-day, multi-day, or week-long passes for each passenger. But hey, there's good news! Instead of buying your ART passes from the terrible app, use Getaway Today to purchase your ART passes instead. When you do, you'll get 2 of your days for free, and your kids ride for free.
And while we're talking about Getaway Today, did you know you can save even more money by booking your hotel and Disneyland tickets from Getaway Today while you're here?
Right now, you can save over $500 with a package deal. Use our link in the description or call them at 855-GETAWAY and tell them Ride the Teacup sent you to save even more.
Willie, you gotta try this. And I get to ride free on the bus.
We'll make a salesman out of him yet. But yes, the kids do get to ride for free. Anyway, the ART. Here's how it works. I mentioned you'll need the app. It's called the Away We Go. Away We Go. That's a clever name. When you first open it, it will ask you to log in or create an account. Don't skip this part. If you continue as a guest, you will not be able to buy or use passes. There's simply no button to log in after you've chosen not to. And even if you completely close the app and reopen it again, you still can't log in. You'll have to delete and completely reinstall the app. Stupid app, leave a stupid review for the stupid app. Anyway, now that you've definitely logged in, you can see the various art routes one at a time. You can click through each of them to see which one you want, or you can zoom in to where you are on the map, then click nearby stops. It'll show you the different routes you have to pick from instead of making you look through them one at a time. To buy and use your passes, go to the Passes section of the app. You can buy a pass for as long as you need. Keep in mind, these are sequential days in a row. If you use a 3-day ticket on Monday, it will only be good for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, even if you only used it 2 of your 3 days. It's days in a row, starting with the first day you actually use it. There are 2 kinds of buses you might see here at the stops. One is a regular city bus. You don't want that. You want the bright blue art bus that clearly says art in several places along the top.
Parents, you do need to fold your strollers before getting on the bus.
When you board your bus, make sure you have the pass open on your app. Just scan the barcode here under the yellow machine as you get on. You can ride as many times as you want each day. That means you can go to the park in the morning, go back to your hotel for lunch and a nap, go back to the parks again, and then return home after the parks are closed in the middle of the night. Now, as with anything in life, there are pros and cons to using the art. Let's start with what I loved about it. First off, it's so convenient. Getaway Today set up my hotel at the Cambria Resort, and the art bus stop is literally next to the building. Super easy, and I'm not wandering through the Anaheim city streets even a little. The bus drivers were also so nice. Every single one was kind with a smile.
On your way back, a lot of different buses around here with all different route numbers, but the bus drivers know their routes, so you can just go up to the nearest one, say, hey, do you go to my hotel? They'll either say yes, hop on, or tell you which number you need to get on instead.
They also really do care about your safety. At one point, in the middle of the night after the park closed, there were 2 young teenage girls who were there near the bus, unfortunately didn't speak hardly any English. They talked with the bus driver. The bus driver actually tried to figure out where they were trying to go. He would just take them there, whether it was actually on his route or not. Eventually, the girls gave up and left, but the driver even then got on the radio to the other bus drivers and asked them to make sure these girls got to where it is they need to go safely. That is amazing service.
It's also so much cheaper than any other option, and it opens the door to cheaper hotels. Our family loves the Best Western Park Place. It's literally steps away from the entrance. It's closer to the Disneyland gates than the Disneyland Hotel, but you pay extra for that close location, and the hotels directly across the street from the Disneyland entrance generally are not as nice or as large.
I would never walk to Disneyland from the Cambria. It's nearly half an hour away.
But I spent half on this 1 bedroom with a living room, a kitchen, a king bed, 2 bunk beds, and 2 showers, compared to a basic 2 queen room at the Best Western across the street. And it has a water park. With the art buses just outside the hotel, it becomes a real option for us.
But there are negatives too. You'll generally find lots of buses around opening time, lunchtime, dinner time, and at closing time in the middle of the night. But outside those hours, those bus routes might be really sparse. If those bus schedules don't work for you, then maybe this idea of taking the art won't work for you and your family.
And sometimes the buses miss. I had a bus miss its scheduled time and I had to wait an extra half hour for the next one. Now, that was 1 bus, 1 time, on a trip that lasted over a week, but it still happened. And finally, I found lots of other potential issues reading other people's reviews in the App Store. While the app is rated super high, it's not perfect. Some people claimed the bus drivers were rude. That never happened to me, but it's possible. Others said their pass disappeared from the app and they had no recourse. Again, that never happened to me, but it's possible. And finally, a few people said the bus drove straight through their stop without stopping for them.
I can actually see that one happening. Our bus drivers always encourage people to get closer and closer to the back to make room, but if the bus is full, it's full. There's unfortunately not much you can do about that.
The bottom line is that I loved it. The next time our family stays at the Cambria, I'm definitely getting a discounted art pass for everyone from Getaway Today so my kids can ride for free.
And by the way, I have no idea what I'm actually saying here. My terrible lapel microphone disconnected. Any lip readers out there want to help me out?
Now before I let you go, real quick, let's get you into the giveaway. We're giving away a $100 Amazon gift card when we reach 2,500 subscribers, and that number is growing fast. To enter, just subscribe and leave a comment. That's it. The more new videos you comment on, the more entries you'll have. So please consider turning on all notifications so you don't miss out. You have to be at least 18 years old and live in the United States. The complete rules are linked in the description. If you'd like to see why we like the Cambria so much, check out this video where I'll show you around. Or if you want more travel tips, here's how we pack 12 days worth of clothes into a single carry-on suitcase. We love you. We'll see you next time we ride the Teacups. Later, y'all.